and I am the conceptual director of the series Real Humans. And here are some thoughts about the production that we did a couple of years ago. From the beginning I was hooked by it. The script by Lars Lundström was excellent in many ways. And also as a youngster I read a lot of Jules Verne, and I was fascinated by the idea of artificial intelligence and how it's going to transform our lives. And it's also, at that time, this was a couple of years ago, the transformation had started quite quickly with the IBM's computer Watson beating the masters in Jeopardy and so forth. And I remember we talked about it, that we have to do this series now, not wait another year or so forth, because we have to be in advance, because this is going to be the big thing, which it actually turned out to be. So many series have been done after this one. We had a small budget challenge in a sense. Swedish television put up with a lot of money in one way, but a way to do this was that it was a parallel universe. I think was when Lars saw True Blood, he realized that we don't have to have flying cars, which would make the budget go off the limits. We could say just that these U-boats exist in a parallel universe and has evolved as fast as our cell phones that everybody take for granted now, and that these U-boats are part of our society. And this parallel universe gave a creative freedom as well. So we tried to do it very graphic to make it stand out, to give it an eerie feeling every once in a while. The big challenge was, in a sense, the budget. We had a small budget, so we had to rely on actors acting as U-bots, of course, and the parts where we every once in a while could see that there were machines underneath, we had to limit that because that was more expensive regarding CGI and different makeup things. And the limitation was in a sense good, because it made us more creative and see less was more, I would say. So in the beginning we felt the restriction was difficult, but in the end I think that was a very good thing, because it made it more interesting that you connected to these U-bots and then suddenly you saw they were machines afterwards. And another interesting thing was that I learned what actually defines good acting. I mean, as a director for many series, I've always known when acting is good, seeing it. But now I have to really look at the small details, because the actors playing U-bots, they should actually play well, but just take away some parts of what is good acting to make them, to see a little bit of the uncanny valley, where they suddenly are not humans. So good acting is acting as a human being, but acting as a U-bot, you reduce it. It could be, for example, just touching your hair or something. So an actor acting as a U-bot should touch his hair when it doesn't itch, and don't touch his hair when it itches. And the difference between that is the audience can see. And it's very sublime, but those small changes, for example, isolation of the hand, you go up like this, you turn it like that, you turn the fingers like that, and putting words on that, working with the actors. So we had a training sessions together with some mimic persons, and that was for me a very interesting challenge and a good learning, putting this into words. The sad thing was in the end that we didn't make a third season, because the second season didn't get enough audience, and I think it was a bit slightly too vague and not too driven. Today you have to push the story limits, in a sense, or the pushing forward. We didn't catch the audience in the second season in Sweden, I would say, unfortunately. So we never had a third season. But on the other hand, the series was a success. It was sold to more than 50 countries all over the world, and was a remake made called Humans by AMC and Channel 4. And I think today, when there are so many series being made, it's more and more important to have a uniqueness. So when I read scripts, I think it's a good script, it's a good theme, so forth, but is it unique in some way? And that's, I think, is more and more of an important fact to be able to make an impact regarding the audience.